Boy, do I have a story for you. But first, we'll sigh, meditate. I want to talk about a ritual that I designed for closing out the year. Maybe we'll do some Daily Stoic. We'll see how this goes. Without further ado, let's jump right into it with your favorite part of the day. And I know the guilt. I feel it for depriving you of your dopamine hit of the day, your favorite part of the day, the pinnacle of human civilization. It is your precious simultaneous sigh, the thing that makes everything better. It does. It does. I know. And you know why. You get it. You caught on. I can tell. You get it now. You're a little skeptical. Simultaneous sigh. What's this all about? What's this bit? And then it started working, didn't it? And you started to get it. Okay, without further ado, here we go. All you have to do is take a deep breath in of this glorious, precious, pure air that we swim in all day here on our beautiful planet Earth, and let it out with a sigh in simultaneity with me. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. I needed it. You needed it. I feel it. Double sigh. You deserved it. You earned it. So, I apologize for my absence. I think that's what you're going to get on this channel. Just periodic meditations, this shtick which we love and cherish that I call mindful before meaning. And before I belabor the point and apologize profusely or flagellate myself as penance and punishment for denying you the mindful before meaning experience, I will just get on with the show here. So, as per usual, get ready for a little meditation here. Sit in an upright and dignified position. Comfortable, upright. Like John Vervecchi taught me, rock forward and back, smaller and smaller motions until you settle into a comfortable, balanced position. Do the same side to side, back and forth, until a center is found. And then with your head forward and back, shallower and shallower, front and back. Find a center. And side to side, same thing. Find your center point. Now that you've arrived at your center, come into deliberate breathing. And be on your mindful way into a pure, clarified, deliberate, experiential witnessing of this moment, happening now in the present unfolding, ongoing, outfolding, infolding. This this present moment miracle that you witness here together. Where have you been? What have you been up to since the last time we sat together in mindfulness? Reflect on that. Reflect on a gratefulness, a gratitude for returning back to this meditative practice. Your personal intention, return to mindfulness. Let go of any resentment, judgment, or speaking to myself mostly here, don't know what you've been up to, deviating from your mindfulness practice. And you're here right now. Be present. Simply breathe in, breathe out. Very good. So I want to invite you to shift your attention to contemplating how on today's December 15th for me, how we've got half a month left to be deliberate about how we want to close out our year, to resolve and close out and do whatever we have to do to reflect on and end this year, and simultaneously whatever process, whatever system, targets, goals, aspirations, journaling, write letters to people, whatever it is, to set your intention deliberately for next year. Maybe how you've grown and changed and how your year has unfolded, perhaps a reflection on how that has deviated from your expectations, and then set your intentions, create systems, design intentionally your next year, maybe reflect on your 5-year plan or your 10-year plan. Maybe you have a goal 20 years from now. Where do you want to be when you're 50, 60, 70, 90, even older than that? Whatever time you have left, however fleeting, and going into the future, however you're going to deliberately confront the realities of your own mortality, whatever systems and processes you use as guideposts for your relation with chronological time. I want to share with you what it is that I do my little ritual that I've crafted for myself over the years and have been, with varying levels of success, implementing and executing on to close out my year before New Year's. So that's why it's on my mind, because I'm engaging in this ritual, my Kairos ritual, as I call it. And there's 1 or 2 subscribers who already know all about it. So, hello to you, and thank you for being here if you're with us. Please excuse the redundancy if you're already familiar. For everyone else, this is just a personal practice. So, I started burning these beeswax tapers. A few years ago, I found some online store that has like factory seconds, imperfect 16-inch beeswax tapers at a good price, and that has been the candle of choice for me. And I had them around when I started to craft this idea of my end-of-year Kairos ritual, which I'll describe for you. And the idea is, well, my relationship with the word Kairos and its meaning is interesting. I have been reading, it's Greek. It's a Greek word for a type of time. It is different than chronological time. Kairos is I use it in the case of this ritual in a particular, I've kind of used it as an artful word, but I believe that the precise definition is, it is like the serendipitous moment for something. It's the right moment for a particular action. It is kind of that sensation or feeling we get when synchronicities align, and this is the moment, or when you feel like a certain season of your life or something, the proper time for some kind of activity or occurrence or moment. It's less deliberate and less articulated than chronological time, where we have these, obviously we all know, we're very familiar with it. We operate with it all the time. And the reason I wanted to present this ritual to you was in part to express the difference between these two ideas of time. Because mindfulness, as we engage in it, is a departure from doing mode into being mode. And doing mode, in a way, requires chronological time, and for you to be in and operating under that mental model, that framing. And chronological time, in a big way, requires us to operate in doing mode. Doing mode is also characterized by projecting onto the future, planning, preparing. If you're having conversations with your head, you don't necessarily need to be like doing something materially. Very obviously, though, the most obvious examples are literally doing stuff, stacking firewood, shoveling snow, laying bricks, working, typing away on our computer, sending emails, driving somewhere, so on and so forth. But it's also having conversations with people in our heads, problem solving, thinking about things, reflecting on the past, drawing from the past, our experience, our knowledge. This is all doing mode. And when we enter into our present moment awareness, we are being deliberate about departing from doing mode and coming into being. That's what we cultivate with our mindfulness meditation, to be. So, this unit of time of this candle shares some structural characteristics as well. It is a unit of time, but it is not delineated, it is not demarcated, it is not discrete, it is continuous, it is undefined, it is symbolically for my ritual the embodiment of Kairos, time. Now, when I light this candle, so the ritual kind of mechanistically is as follows. I light the candle and I burn it. While the candle is burning, I'm in Kairos time. In Kairos time, I engage in contemplative practice, purifying my spirit to have closure on 2022 and prepare myself for a new year where I'm deliberate about it. I choose. The new year doesn't start when the ball drops and the calendar flips. I am the master of my transition into a new year. I can take as long as I want in chronological time. There is no such mechanism for judgment or scrutiny on the basis of chronological time when I'm in Kairos time. However much time, chronologically speaking, this takes is irrelevant. The candle's more than enough time. Obviously, a candle is a set, finite, singular unit, an amount of time, but these burn for a long time. So a lot of times I'm just burning it. I've reached closure. I'm just closing out my Kairos ritual. I'm meditating. I'm making sure that I've accepted the closing out of this year. And then once I'm done with that process, it's 2023 for me. So I try to align it basically with the chronological time to the best of my ability, but I'm not beholden to that. I'm not burdened by that. You know, this is a judgment-free thing that I do for myself, that I personally define. And so that's the essentials of the ritual. Now, what do I do to prepare myself? Some meditation, some contemplation, some journaling. Sometimes something will come up, unfinished conversations with people. Sometimes it's nice to externalize the process. I believe last year I wrote a summary of my year in a letter to my father. Sometimes some communication, some process is necessary to be deliberate about your relationships with the people, the things, the events that have occurred over the past year, and maybe some conversations need to be finished. Maybe some conversations need to be had. Maybe you don't need to actually engage in that, and maybe you just have to make a choice about coming to resolution on your own and let go of it. I think in the early versions, there was a process of writing things down and burning them. Little strips of paper, and letting them go. Whatever the process looks like for yourself. That's all. That's what my little ritual looks like. I just invite you to, that's what this season is for, to consider adopting some kind of practice that has the same utility for yourself. That a lot of times I'll light the candle, I'll meditate to come into the being mode. I'll do a meditation. I'll come into my present moment awareness. And it's a really good reset and, to come from being mode and then do the work that I need to do to come to a resolution on everything that has happened in this past year for me, 2022. A lot. I'm sure that is true for you as well. So yeah, if you have any questions, considerations, if you want to share in the comments what kind of practices you have used, what kind of spiritual year-end cleansing, or if you have a religious practice or some traditions, maybe Christmas is wrapped into this for you, maybe there's some kind of New Year's celebration, or if this sounds like something that you want to adopt for yourself, feel free to take it and ask any questions. I'll be in the comments if you want more specificity or specificity, or let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so that's basically, that's that. And I'm going to be, I won't share the specifics of maybe I will, but I'm not ready to yet because it hasn't completed. I did start, my candle is burnt somewhat, but I don't think it's necessary for me to share any specifics right now. And I will be entering into Kairos time after this video is over to engage in that process, that little ritual for myself. So now I will move on to the Daily Stoic. Let's see. December 15th. A simple way to measure our days. Interesting. This is the mark of perfection of character, to spend each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, laziness, or any pretending. Marcus Aurelius, Meditation. The Stoics didn't think that anyone could be perfect. The idea of becoming a sage, the highest aspiration of a philosopher, wasn't realistic. This was just their Platonic ideal. Still, they started every day hoping to get a little closer to that mark. There was much to gain in the trying. Can you actually live today like it is your last day? Is it even possible to embody completeness or perfection in our ethos, character? Effortlessly doing the right things for a full 24 hours. Is it possible for more than a minute? Maybe not. But if trying was enough for the Stoics, it should be enough for us too. Not bad. And that is all I have for you today. Thanks for joining. Please do smash like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and leave something in the comments, some thoughts. I love to engage in the comments. Share something about your meditation practice, your mindfulness, or something you've been contemplating, the meaning in your life, something that has maybe been salient to you. What do you spend your days contemplating? Maybe some positivity, some optimism, anything. All right, thanks for being here. See you next time.